So, if you woke up one morning not too long ago and felt like the entire internet just took a day off, well, you weren't wrong. It kind of did. And the reason why is, honestly, it's so simple it's almost hard to believe. Which brings us to the big question, right? Why did the internet break? I mean, how does everything from your favorite time-wasting website to your actual, online banking just poof, vanish? How does something that huge just stop working?
Well, the answer, and this is where it gets crazy, it wasn't some huge cyber attack. It wasn't a solar flare knocking out satellites. Nope. It all came down to just one single thing.
Yep, a single line of code. We're talking a handful of characters, probably typed out by one single developer that brought a massive part of the modern world to a screeching halt. Just let that sink in for a second.
I know, it sounds like the setup to a really bad tech joke, but it's actually the perfect story about the incredible power and, let's be real, the shocking fragility of this thing we all depend on every single second of every day.
And this quote, this just nails it. It really gets to the heart of the matter. Behind all those sleek, shiny websites we use, there's this incredibly complex, sometimes messy system that's basically held together by the sheer willpower of engineers who, are probably running on fumes and one bad keystroke away from taking down a small country.
Okay, so our story starts at Cloudflare. If you don't know, they're this huge company that's basically a security guard and a turbo booster for a giant slice of the internet. And on this particular day, they were just rolling out what they thought was a tiny, everyday update.
And here we go. The famous last words of basically every software developer on the planet. Relax, it's just a minor change. What could possibly go wrong? Well, turns out, a lot. Because about 5 minutes after this minor change went out, the internet, for all intents and purposes, burst into flames.
The fallout was instant. I mean, servers started melting down, websites just blinked out of existence, and people everywhere did what we all do when things go sideways. They panicked and started Googling the most absurd things. Is Wi-Fi dead? The slightly more dramatic, is this the end? And my absolute favorite, this desperate plea for help, where is my favorite meme site, please help? I mean, if that isn't a sign of our times, I don't know what is.
So what exactly was the smoking gun here? What caused all this chaos? You'd probably think it was some massive, super complicated update, right? Like millions of lines of new code. Nope, you'd be wrong.
So what was it? What was this one teeny tiny little command that had the power to send a huge chunk of the internet back to the Stone Age? All right, get ready for this.
This is it right here. While true, retry. I mean, it looks so innocent, doesn't it? It's just 3 words. But those 3 little words, they were the perfect recipe for a complete and total digital meltdown.
So what does that even mean? Well, basically what this line of code was telling the servers was this. Hey, try to do this thing. If you fail, try again. And if you fail again, just keep trying. Forever. Don't stop. Don't take a break. Just keep going. It was an infinite loop of just pure digital exhaustion.
Think of it like this. Imagine telling your phone to open every single app you have, all at once, and to just keep trying to open them over and over and over again, forever. What would happen? Eventually, it would just give up, right? It'd overheat, freeze, and become a paperweight. Well, that's pretty much what happened to Cloudflare servers, but, on a worldwide scale.
So, while the rest of us were out here wondering if we forgot to pay our internet bill, inside Cloudflare HQ, things were chaotic, to say the least. It was all hands on deck in a frantic hunt for whatever went wrong.
And this chart gives you a perfect snapshot of what those engineers were looking at. So CPU, that's basically the server's brain power, right? On the left, you've got normal, happy usage. Then look at the right. The second that change went live, boom. The brain power usage didn't just go up, it went completely vertical. We're talking a total system meltdown.
Which led to this amazing split-screen reality. On one side, you have us, the users, totally confused, just desperately wanting our cat videos back. But on the other side, you have the entire global developer community on Twitter who knew exactly what was happening. And their reaction was this kind of dark, knowing humor. The classic line, LMAOO, welcome to production.
Oh, and the commentary was just priceless. You got these amazing hot takes like, move fast and break everything. A little twist on that old Silicon Valley saying. And this one's my favorite.
Ship code? More like ship chaos. See, for developers, this wasn't just some random disaster. It was the ultimate, most painfully relatable, oh yeah, I've been there moment.
All right, so how do you even begin to fix something like this? Well, it takes some pretty frantic, high-stakes digital surgery. Let's talk about how they managed to pull the internet back from the edge. The engineers were literally racing the clock. They found that one single problem line, slammed the big red undo button, and rolled back the change. And slowly but surely, the internet started to flicker back to life. And then, of course, came step 4, which I have to imagine was just a long, hard look in the mirror while questioning every life choice that leads you to a job with that much power and that much stress. And that really brings us to the moral of the whole story, doesn't it? It's all about what happens the very next time some developer somewhere in the world thinks to themselves,
What's the worst that could possibly happen? I mean, it's a question that gets asked every single day in thousands of offices. But this whole episode, it gives us the definitive and kind of terrifying answer.
The worst that could happen is you could break the entire internet. It's just a wild reminder of the absolutely massive, world-changing power that coders have in their hands, sometimes without even realizing it.
So I'm going to leave you with this last thought because I think it just sums everything up perfectly. It's a powerful testament to the pressure, the sheer complexity, and yeah, the very human element behind every line of code that keeps our digital world from falling apart. Thanks for tuning in.